Let me explain what it means to send and receive mental images when we speak in a foreign language. You don't think about this concept when you speak your first language, but it gets really important when you struggle to explain your ideas in a foreign language, let's say in English. I'll give you the words, and I'll show you how your brain sees my words and images. Follow me and look at the screen. Try to imagine you want to open your front door. But suddenly, there's a banana instead of the usual handle. When you open the door and walk into the entrance, the floor is covered in eggs, and you have to walk over the eggs to get to the living room. The eggs are cracking under your feet, and it gets messy. And it gets much messier because when you open the living room door, you're almost knocked off your feet by the river of milk that comes gushing out. You stagger over to the window to pull the curtains, which have turned into 2 giant slices of bread. You try to turn on the TV, but fail, because that has been replaced by a very large packet of cereal. Time to have a sit down, but when you collapse on the sofa, you sink down into a sofa-sized ginger cake. Go to the kitchen for a drink. Walking across the kitchen floor is a bit difficult as it's knee-deep in sugar, and when you have reached the kettle, you find it has turned into a big bottle of wine. Give up and go for a mug of water. When you reach for a mug from the cupboard, it's filled with a bouquet of flowers. And when you turn the tap on, it's chocolate, not water, that comes out. You see, the words that you heard me say perfectly matched the images that you saw. There were no interruptions, there was no confusion. Everything I said unfolded in front of your eyes. When you explain something to native speakers, they're having exactly the same experience. Or they're not having this experience, which is the problem. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. You might be talking about work-related issues, about friendship, compassion, self-development, kids, parenting, school, bars, hanging out together, alcohol, new restaurants, parties, anything. They don't translate the words that you give them. You do. They don't. All they have is your words, and they either see them or don't see them. Mental imagery is an important part of our cognition. This is how we think, how we receive and process information. Many native speakers of English do not know any other language. When you talk to them, you need to help them see what you're talking about. Someone who knows a second or a third language will use that other language to figure out what it is that you're trying to say. But if they don't have the experience of learning another language, then you must help them see what you mean. They say this word for a reason. See? Can you see what I mean? Because they literally see it. Or they don't see it. And your job is to paint a picture for them with your words. Now ask yourself, if you saw the same sequence of pictures, without hearing me talk about them or explain them, would you be able to help another person see what you see on the screen? Would you have the English words to talk about every image that appeared on the screen as you watched this video? To learn more about the mental images and how important they are, and how to practice the skill of sending and receiving the right mental images, you can join the community of practice, or you can start with something basic, simple, and free. Create a free account on my website and get instant access to self-study resources. There you will find a chapter on clarity. Clarity is one of the 9 essential skills in my methodology for developing native-like fluency in English. You need specific exercises, and you need these to be modeled for you, so you know exactly how to do them and how to practice the skill.